I put my faith in you. They turn their backs on you. Man, I'm never going back. Man, I'm never going back. I put my faith in you. They turn their backs on you. Man, I'm
What's up? It's your girl, Rebel Ray.
And this is R. Collins.
And we are the hosts of Against All Odds podcast. And so welcome.
Yes.
It's TGIF Friday.
TGIF Friday. Yes.
We're super excited about the weekend because guess what? Not only do you get 3, you get 4 days off.
4? I thought it was 3. I thought it was Monday.
Oh, Rebel gets 4.
Oh, see?
Yeah, I get 4.
Okay.
So, 4 days off for most people.
For some of those
3 days off for most people, actually. So, today was an eventful day. Today was an eventful day. Excuse me.
We're having trouble. This thing keeps. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's going on with the mics, but they keep muting for some reason.
Are they mute now?
Where they're not muted right now, but I don't know. It just keeps. But go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Are we good?
Hopefully.
Hopefully we're good. I'm so sorry, everyone listening. So enough of the pauses. So I'm like, okay, self-care, and mind you. You men of the world don't really understand when a woman can really get away for self-care.
Yeah.
You guys don't unless you're
we kind of need self-care too, though.
Okay, but we're on women right now. See, that's what y'all do. Y'all jump to y'all needs, and the women's needs got to go to the back because we got to come home after work, take care of the kids, take care of y'all. But sometimes we need self-care days where our husbands, boyfriends, mates, spouses, partners actually see, right, that... Go and get your nails done. Go get your hair done. Go, right?
So, no, go ahead. I'll let you finish.
Right. You have to go and do those things to try to really keep yourself together. Yeah. I mean, have some pride and dignity. Well, guess what? What? I did that today.
You did?
I feel good. Yes, I did that today.
So, what'd you do? You went and got your nails done? You went and got your hair done?
So, I went and got my nails done at a couple of places and made sure that I spent my money and black, but I also put it in Black woman business. So shout out to a leopard leggings. They are in the mall at Sherwood. I haven't posted our picture together, but the owner, she is delightful. She's actually a plus size girl, just like me. We're plus size and tall. So we're thicker than a Snicker all the way down.
What is considered plus size? I'm confused.
Well, in the model world.
Okay, in the model world, yeah.
In the model world, size.
You're not 120.
Size 8 through 3X or 4X is plus size, right? They've kind of moved that number up because of body dysmorphia issues, bulimia, eating disorders from girls.
Okay.
And now this whole plastic surgery issue, which we'll get on, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I'm just about there. I mean, I've been in the gym. But this fufa thing, why do babies do that to you? Why do they kill your bodies? I don't understand that. And y'all, man, y'all don't care. Y'all don't even care. Y'all roll it up. Roll it up, bend it over, whatever else. Y'all don't care about how it looks.
I'll say this. Men are concerned, not concerned in a bad way, but we're concerned with every type of way that you guys go through body changes.
Okay.
Or spiritual changes or whatever kind of changes you go through. We're concerned, even if we're not remotely affected by it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, do you all know how to encourage us to, when our body does go through changes, to help us? You know, sometimes the body, we too tired to not have waterfalls all the time. Yeah, I said it. I said that dumb word.
Okay.
I can't believe.
Yeah. Well,
was it 4 podcasts ago?
Waterfalls.
He hit us with waterfalls. This was too much, ladies. You know. But anyway, going back to our health, right, and our self-care. So, you know, I'm like, I'm going to practice that today. You know, some of my clients counseled. I caught up with some of my other work, right? Kind of redesigning the newer part of the counseling rooms. And so I said, I'm tired and I need to get back to me because I was out here looking like a booger wolf.
Hey, listen, I'm going to just tell you, if you out there grinding, you know what I mean? Look, if you out there just looking like a booger wolf and you just out there then that's one thing. But if you out there grinding looking like a booger wolf, that's a whole nother ball game. Don't even, if I got dirty jeans on, dirty sweats, and I'm pushing through Walmart or something, I try not to do that often.
Right, I try not to do that either.
But if you do see me doing that, that's because I'm grinding. You know, if you grind,
and I am a woman of many talents. You can see me in a jumpsuit and I'm painting. You can see me digging a hole. You can see me sewing. You can see me cooking. I do all kind of things.
You know,
and I grind out. Yeah,
that's called wealth building.
Really?
Yeah, and
you're dropping jewels right now.
And I'm gonna tell you, you know, when you're constantly busy doing multiple things, this is what I believe. I believe in building wealth not just through one avenue, but through multiple avenues that I enjoy doing. You know what I'm saying? Not just. I mean, some people are fine with one avenue. Multiple avenues, things that I enjoy doing, and then guess what? It's not work. You know what I'm saying?
And it's like that for me too, right? But again, it's the stuff that my businesses are in. If any employees or people that say that they're going to help you with setup or event plan or whatever, they don't show through, it falls back on the manager, right? And so,
well, you got to be prepared for that, definitely.
Yeah. But I was looking like a booger wolf. I also had a lot of hair like a booger wolf. Well, so I go and get. I'm
not going to give you an excuse for the hair now, but
But
I will say,
it's hair grows everywhere. Where you know, we're trying to keep up with our upkeep too, just like y'all grow. People grow beards too.
Men have the exception.
A lot of people grow beards.
A double standard.
Men and women grow beards.
Yeah, that's true. I seen one at where was I? I was at I think Walmart or somewhere. Woo! I mean, like straight mustache. I was like, I ain't gonna judge, but
listen. Sometimes
some people have
hormones or
imbalances.
Sometimes something happens. But anyway, I heard that, but I ain't even gonna say that because it's not PG-13. But anyway, back to what I was saying. You know, so I want to shout out to Lavish Lashes. Find them on Instagram. So you know, I stopped by Leopard Leggings. She's in the mall in Sherwood Mall. She had a lot of plus size cute stuff. And she's about my frame. So it was really cool to have somebody, your friend that was a business owner and that was showing you clothes. And I got some bad outfits. Let me tell you some stuff. You know, you like stuff that's not from around here. I got some bad stuff, right? And so I went ahead and put my black dollars in there.
Is there some deals out there from
no. And guess what? We don't always gotta have the hookup. No, they know. Yeah, it's a deal. Yeah, there is a deal. Thank you. I'm sorry,
our listeners. You know, because
I didn't even.
You know, sometimes, you know, people don't know where to go.
It is a deal, you guys. I'm so sorry. I didn't post the post. So I need to do it after the podcast tonight. But if you mention Rebel Ray 10, you get 10% off on your entire purchase. Tax is 10%. So, you know, any hundreds of dollars that you're spending on is $20, $30. You get what I'm saying, ladies? So they had a lot of the high-end fashions that you see, like these basketball wives wear. They had that type of stuff in there. And, you know, Rebel, sometimes I got to refresh. You know what I mean? So shout out, you know, to the owner. We appreciate you for letting me just come through and support you in a good way. So then I go over to I'm getting my wax. I got my wax appointment. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen now, ladies, man, they don't really know if your man ain't giving you an allowance or you setting the money. Yes, an allowance.
Okay, go ahead.
Unless y'all have a shared bank account, and he understands that you need at least $500 to $1,000.
Now, when
does
does an allowance come to play when you guys don't share bank accounts? That's what it seems like you're saying.
So sometimes, depending on the relationship, a guy really would love to see his woman always the same way. If she goes to work, she does the things that she needs to do around the house. She caters to him. Sometimes the man likes to say, honey, I put $500 away every month for you to go do this, or every 2 weeks or every week. This is your spending money. Go and feel pretty, right? It's a way that you feel appreciated, right? So, if you don't have an allowance, sometimes you got to put that money aside. Now, I'm not going to tell you what I spent today, but it was self-care, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. But I did went and got my hookup, my Brazilian wax, and all my waxing at Lavish Lashes. They're located in Waterfront. They are a friend and a fan of Against All Odds. And so you can meet the owner, Jessica. This is another woman business. I'm plugging my girls today, right? And you can find them on Instagram. So they do everything from facials, full body waxing. They also do like the hyperpigmentation. Sometimes we have like the black spots on her, the hypermelanated for melanated.
They got like lasers or something with these?
No, just a lot of expo and technique and everything, cleansing. So shout out to them, and they do lashes. So Jessica was able to do my lashes. So I went and saw my wax person. Yes, I went to go see Jazzy J. That's the waxing lady over there. And guess what?
What happened?
She got to meet LeBron for the first time. That's what she said.
Where did she meet LeBron at?
My shoe. I had my legs in the air and I kicked her in the face today.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Wait, she was so graceful. I told her.
How did you kick her in the face?
What happened was I told her, I said, why did you rip up to the sky? You reached to the ceiling when you ripped up. When she ripped up, I levitated off the table and I kicked her like that.
Wow.
I kicked her like this in her face and she said, oh, like that. And I was like, oh.
Now let me ask you this.
I'm so sorry.
Was she providing a service for you?
Yes, she was. Okay, I just said the services are Brazilian wax, full body wax.
Oh, got it. I see.
So
all right, okay, I see. I get it. I was like, what?
Roby, she said, I got to meet LeBron today. I must have spit and screamed.
Wow.
This is horrible, Jesus. And the reason why I shared that story, it might be TMI for too many people, but we have to laugh at life because that was a memorable moment. She's on the grind. I wish
there was a video camera.
Oh, I got a picture, but I'm not posting it.
No, I mean with her reaction.
No, I got a picture with my sneakers in the air like this, and she got her mask on. She's doing like this. But I said I wasn't gonna post it. I said no, I'm not gonna do it. The people gonna be like, what is Rebel trying to promote here? Not understanding that they didn't watch the podcast, so they wouldn't understand. You have to watch the podcast to get our inside jokes.
You do, guys.
I posted the fly, and everybody was like, that fly dead.
I looked at it once. I was like, ooh, that was horrible.
It was too much.
I still got the...
So bottom line is, y'all don't know what we go through as women. We be trying like self-care to keep ourselves looking good, for ourselves though too, right? And a lot of times like, man, you all don't sometimes pay attention to that. You think, oh, that's what should happen. But y'all like it when we say y'all have a nice haircut, right?
Well, I'll say this, right? I think everybody on the planet Earth should practice self-care. If you're not practicing self-care, I think you are doing too much for other people. You have to get to a point where, if you don't love yourself, how can anybody else love you? If you don't like show, that If I don't show you I'm a boss, how can I make you feel like I'm a boss? If I walking around like I'm not, or I'm a bum or whatever, that's how you're going to look at me. How I look at myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I hold myself at a standard, and if I say this is, if you don't accept this standard of me, then you can, evacuate from my space, because you know what I mean? When you come in my presence, you're gonna realize that this is my standard and I'm keeping. Okay. And I think everybody.
And that's one thing. That's one thing that's really good to understand. Like, you have a standard, you have something that lays a foundation, because we all want to be on a higher frequency. I don't want to be where I was at 15, at 21.
You want to grow.
I was at 23. I want to grow.
You want to grow.
Yeah.
You want to grow.
I want to learn new things.
You want to learn.
To stay the same way.
Yes, and if you're staying the same way, shame on you. Because I'm gonna tell you, and I ain't gonna say. I'll say shame on you, but I do understand mental battles. Like, sometimes people go through so many heavy mental battles. It may be, you working from check to check, things ain't going right.
For sure.
You got so many other distractions in life, kids crying, this, that. So it's hard for you to process a thought. Mm-hmm. I mean, you may want to be positive, you may want to grow, but sometimes we're content in our situation and with our surroundings. Me, I've been in some pretty bad situations where I said, never again. Yeah. And I continually have to position my mind to think bigger than where I'm at.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm content with where I'm at, but I'm not content. I
had one of those moments the other night. You know what I mean? I'm, putting together, me, I like things a certain way and nice when people come over. I'm about hospitality.
You are.
I'm about Southern comfort.
I've learned that from you, by
yes.
Oh, you have?
Thank you.
Learned a little bit of that from you, because you especially just your family in general. You know what I mean? Big
on that. Big on Southern hospitality.
Netta showed me. I'm gonna be real. I was so grimy, y'all. I didn't even bring gifts to parties. I thought me coming myself was a gift in itself.
No.
Hey, I'm here. I showed up, not in a vain way, but I mean, like, I showed up. I'm here. I'm showing you that I'm concerned. And then where's the food? But
oh Lord,
yeah, like, just even.
Did you bring the foil too? Are you that one in the type of guest?
The foil?
Yeah.
What is the foil?
Yeah, I
break that down
used to have friends that brought their own foil, which is, I always made plenty of food, but I'm like, they never contribute.
Oh, I get you.
The cousins that bring all their foil to the barbecue to be making multiple plates, and you're like, hey, I just spent $400 just on me. Up too. I spent $400 just on me. Just want to let you know, seafood and all of that. It costs for all 15 of y'all to eat.
Yeah, somebody we have to do this potluck style or something.
But shout out to my godmom, rest in peace, Sister Nellie Stallworth, and also to some of the dear women in the church, Sister Helen, Sister Doris, Sister Nettie, all of the ladies, Sister Cheryl. Woo, she taught me about how to be still a dominant ruler of your house, but still set the table, acknowledge your husband's presence when they're in the home. And so many different of these life lessons. I'm very domesticated. I just act like this when I want to, right? But very domesticated. Love my family.
You got the on and off switch.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I do that as I show my love in that way. Right, I show my thoughtfulness, and so just going back to like the whole event planning, I love to like rearrange my furniture, put in new pieces. It's art to me. My nails, makeup, hair, all of that is the expression of art, right? Food is art. So even when I make different recipes, or the spin on my recipes. Some of you all follow me at Perfect Finesse Events. And my actual event company is Perfect Finesse Events, catering, and design. And so even with those events, a lot of you don't know, but some of you are on here. I event plan for funerals. A lot of people really have anxiety about coming together, trying to get a funeral for their loved ones. And so
I'm sorry, I'm not laughing at what you said.
What?
Go ahead. I'm laughing.
Oh, I got a little
I'm laughing
person
at,
coming in the studio.
I'm laughing at our.
How did he get through? Hi. Bring him up here and see what he want to say.
Hey. Come on up. What you want to talk about?
Hello. You came in the studio with Uncle Roby and Mama. Say hello. Hello, everybody.
What you got to talk about?
Against all odds.
Wait a minute, everybody.
Wait.
Hey.
Hello, against all odds. The microphone. Boom, 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 boom. Can you say something? Can you say something? Boom, 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 boom. No? You were almost there. Nothing? He was almost there.
He's
looking
like,
at the lights.
He's like, ooh.
It's a lot of lights.
What is that bright light?
Yeah. So you can't snatch his microphone because I know you got Mr. Quick Hands MacGyver here. Yeah. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. You gonna keep saying hello? So, I don't know where the babysitter is and why the babysitter let baby roam into the studio. But we're gonna talk as the baby exits the studio. We love little Amir Giovanni. He is now how old? He was born in July, so he is now July.
You were looking like you were asking me at first.
Yeah,
he was born in July, right?
Yeah, so it's September. He's 15 months. Yeah. Okay.
Somewhere there.
Yeah. Love you very much, son. Mwah. Love you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
Snatch your hair there.
All right. Thank God it's still on. Okay. So
that was tonight's special guest.
Oh,
there we have it.
Oh, hi Joy. How are you? I hope you're doing well and all of your family. Shout out to Joy Van. If you need your credit repaired, hit her up. I'm plugging y'all. Don't think I don't be paying attention to y'all businesses on here. Joy Van does the credit repair. So shout out Joy. Drop your information in the chat.
That's needed.
Drop your information in the chat, Miss Joy Van. All right. Yes. So where am I? Oh, so I'm dropping businesses. So so shout out to all of that. I went through that, and the bottom line is right.
Mm-hmm.
I took the day for myself, and not feel guilty about that.
I never feel guilty.
You don't?
No, I don't.
Sometimes I do because I'm always in that helping mode.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I do the event planning for loved ones, right? And,
real quick, she dropped her number too.
All right, Joy Van.
Y'all see that?
And Joy Van says
no excuse for y'all.
She's a notarer too. So I believe a mobile notarer. So a lot of you all who need a mobile notary, hit up Joy Van.
A notarer. Is that what you're saying?
She's a notarer.
Is that how you say it?
A notarer of Republic.
Notarer.
A notarer of the Republic. So you are a said person under oath that states underneath the oath of office of state of California.
If something is done in front of her, it is law.
Law.
That's it.
Verified.
It is verified with the signature and the stamp.
All of that. She's certified to say you is what you say you is. Praise the Lord. So it's good to know people in your network because you never know. A lot of times when you go to turn in life insurances by mail, you have to get stuff notarized.
You do.
For the court, you have to get it notarized. You send in special letters to people who are incarcerated. You have to get it notarized. There's so many things that you got to use notary for, so that's always a good thing.
Yes.
But I did me and I did not feel guilty, right? I said, I'm going to get to all of those things. You make your list and you get it done, right?
Well, the key is, did you have fun doing it?
I had fun. I felt so bad that she met LeBron that way. Shout out to LeBron. Somebody hashtag that. Shout out to LeBron. So it's and shout out to Auntie Carol. Thank you, Auntie Carol. For that compliment. We're always there for our loved ones. And so whatever is in your knowledge base, right? Whatever is in your knowledge base to help people is a way you help people. When people call, don't be like, you're going to have to set up a consultation fee. Well, guess what? Creator, your God, he knows and he gave you things, right? For the people.
Yeah.
So some things are just not for always where you gotta utilize somebody's money to get that information.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we kind of messed up as a collective. That's where that Willie Lynch syndrome comes in.
Mm-hmm.
Capitalistic, colonized values.
Yep.
Before we were colonized, we were a collective, you guys. We bartered. You know what it is to barter?
Yeah. Buy and sell goods and trade and all of that.
Basically, right?
Yeah.
And so we did that in our communities. And so I always think about that even in my business plans, just showing up for people. But yeah, so I do that with Perfect Finesse events too. I also stage parties. So I stage homes, I stage parties. I will come in, do a consultation to design your home. I interior design and I design on a dime. So it's one of those things.
All these talents around.
Yeah, you give me your credit card. You're like, Rachel only wanted to spend $1,500. Can you do 2 rooms? Rachel's gonna make it happen. You're gonna be amazed. So
and see, that's what it's about. It's about coming together and growing and everybody has something to add of value to the center of this thing that we want to grow.
Yeah. And if we all can have a mutual point where we can all grow and support, guess what? We can all be victorious and be triumph in all of the goals that we need. And I think that's why sometimes some of our community members, we lack vision. We lack vision. When we lack vision, we can't execute anything. You have to make the vision
plain.
You got to make it plain. Some of us don't have the same cognitive abilities. Some of y'all real slow in your processing, praise the Lord. But God still loves the donkey and the feeble-minded.
Hey, he used the donkey.
Some of y'all be acting like donkeys too. And
he used
the donkey. But don't be a donkey. One of my favorite podcasts, authors and personalities is Charlemagne. That is my guy.
Charlemagne.
He's cutthroat.
You know why I like Charlemagne?
Why?
Because he don't care who you are or what you think.
Okay. Sorry. We're back.
It's muted.
Like,
yeah.
okay. what it keeps going in and out.
I don't know. I can't fine tune it while we're live.
I hate that. I'm so sorry, everybody.
I don't know what's going on, but I can't fine tune it while we're live. So, so we're going to see if we can. I'll give it a few more minutes.
Yeah.
If not, I will end the show.
Yeah. That's too bad.
But,
so, Miss Renetta Collins, can you hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us right now.
You can hear us, okay?
I know when they can't hear us. They can hear us.
Okay. Okay. So everybody can hear us. So yeah, we'll try to finish this podcast. So just paying attention to the self-care, paying attention to the growth, not staying in the same place. That's self-care too.
It is.
Because you can have anxiety about being stagnant. Just
stagnation. See, you know what the biggest problem is with people, and even with myself that I've found, is we'll say, we'll have a dream or something that we want to do, and we'll say we're not ready to do it right then. You know what I'm saying? And then 3, 5, 7 years pass by, and then we're still saying, if this connects and that connects, then I'm ready. You know, and then the time is passing on, you know, and the most precious thing that we have is time.
So let me go back to what you were saying about I won't do it right now, right? Oftentimes when we're in pre-contemplation, we have the idea, it's of our heart, we want to execute it, right? And don't really know how to get it down on paper as a business proposal, even how to find revenue, how to find financial revenue to continue operations. You just don't know these things right off the bat. You have to link up with like-minded people who did it from scratch. You got to ask questions. It's not about pride here, right? It's about survival of the fittest out here right now when it comes to small business. And so sometimes you got to learn how to pivot. I just did a 2-day training with ICC Solutions. ICC Solutions works with nonprofits and small business, preferably minority and woman-owned businesses. You don't have those certifications in any other certification that is in collaboration with the Business Bureau, Better Business Bureau, or even Small Business of the United States, that department, then you need to look into the certifications and get them for your business. It can be just as small as a one-person business. Get it. We're seeing that there's people who are empathizing movements and empathizing trends. You know, capitalize on that and market yourself on that. Use social media, powerful. Right?
That's powerful. Well, and social media is powerful. I mean, any billionaire and millionaire will tell you how powerful social media is right now. Right. And if you're not connected with any social media, you need to get connected. You know what I mean? And especially if you have a business.
Right.
You definitely want to reach out to the masses as easy as possible.
Yeah.
You know
I don't do a lot of selfies, right? I don't do a lot of selfies. I think it's a little vain. I will do a selfie, but it's always probably some hidden agenda, inside joke. I said something funny with the selfie. Okay. Like something just occurred and I took a picture of it. It's usually a smirk or something, which it's funny. I'm just weird like that. I think it's funny. No one else doesn't know what's going on in my head sometimes. Anyway. And I take pictures of my kids, but as you grow, sometimes your Facebook has to grow too, right?
Yeah.
Like it's okay to professionally have enough pictures where people know you and don't have to know your entire business. Some of you all are very emotionally erratic on social media. Like you post, I love the rainbows and the Skittles that are coming down and the turtles that were swimming in the sea. And it's like, ooh, that's some poetic post he got going on right there. Like he's feeling either high or he's feeling something, right? And then super on the other contrary, I just hate everybody. The sky is dark. And I sometimes I'd be so confused. I'm like, but on Tuesday you said there were Skittles in the sky and I believed it. So you gotta kind of like that self-care too. You can't take in everything that's on social media. Well, you know what the Bible
says about that?
What's that?
It says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. So when you see people who are one way 1 second and another way another minute, right? That means they don't have any self-discipline, right? And the reason why I say that is because happiness is a choice. If I choose to be happy, regardless of what's going on around me, guess what? My posts are going to reflect that. My attitude is going to reflect that. When
you put it in the universe.
When you see me and come in the I could be having the worst day. You'll never know. House could be burning down.
So can I take it a step further?
Yeah, go ahead.
On the therapeutic side, it's actually practicing good emotional intelligence and good emotional boundaries. A lot of us project our anger, our emotions, our self-loathing tendencies. Woe is me in the world. Can I use you as a dumping ground? And a lot of times we have to protect our self-care. We have to protect our healing and be like, I don't have the time today to hear that, right? And that took me up until almost 4 days ago to really
sometimes
really understand there's so much dumping that goes on. Art Collins, like,
but the solution is, what do you do with that dumping? Like I sometimes, well, there was a time, I will say, where I used to have a flood of calls of just people dumping mess on me. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm very, 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 very reluctant to deal with people who like to dump, because that stuff can affect your spirit.
Oh, it definitely affects your spirit. It definitely.
And I have key people that I will allow to dump on me, but not so much.
If they give into your circle, and that's
but
what I have.
I come with a solution like, hey, look, depending on it, because some people may be dumping because they're hurt over a death or they're hurt over,
of course,
regular situation.
I'm not talking about them type of people, though.
But we're talking about people who have a negative perspective on life.
Right.
They have
you've tried
a negative narrative.
You try to be there time and time.
Yeah.
For them. You try to be solution focused, and they couldn't.
They can never get it together mentally, and they need an outlet. They need somebody to plug into.
Because that's their quick fix. Yeah. So in all things, there are quick fixes on every account. Sorry, y'all. There's quick fixes on every account. And a lot of people really try to find that whole dumping. Mm-hmm. You know, when you're full of, you know what, it's good to take a, you know what, a good one, right? You feel completely just cleansed out. Well, emotionally, people are doing that all the time, Art Collins. Yeah. So you have to kind of watch out for individuals like that. They'll dump, they'll use social media to dump, right? Some people really just don't know how to ask for help, and they use that platform, but that's not an appropriate platform, y'all. Because people are consistently judging you. They're all up in your business. Man, sometimes privacy is all good. I share what I'm comfortable with sharing.
I'm not gonna lie.
I share a lot.
Facebook is a place that's gonna keep it's gonna get them in trouble, and it's gonna keep your spirit at a place where you feel trapped because you're reading through people's posts. Sometimes you feel like they're talking about you. Maybe they might be, maybe they might not be. Or it may be something negative that affects you in a negative way, and you may have had a positive outlook on something. Mm-hmm. You know, and one other thing that I've noticed is when you have a dream or a desire or to grow, again, the Bible says, don't cast your pearls before swine. Mm. Don't give what is good that you have, something that's good, to somebody who's not going to respect it.
Well,
because guess what? You know, you may have an idea. Hey, you may have an idea that can change the world. And believe me, I'm gonna just tell you, whatever you have I don't care if you're broke. I don't care if you have nothing. You can have 15 kids and nobody there with you. You can have a lot of stuff going on, but anything is possible if you put your mind to it. And if you got a really good idea, don't give it to the dogs, because the dogs are going to chew it up and they're going to spit it out, and they're not going to care about how you feel about it. And then guess what? You're just somebody who is just chasing dreams again instead of actively trying to fulfill them, you know?
And it's tiring.
It is.
It's tiring chasing your dreams, and you shouldn't have to chase. Listen to this, and let's kind of transcend right now. You shouldn't have to, in our thought processes, you shouldn't have to chase your dreams. You should strategically plan and execute your dreams.
I agree with that.
If you're saying by March, I want this and this to be in place. By December, I want this and this to be in place. And by January, which I'll have my soft opening, I want this and this to be in place. Yes, as people of color, and sometimes not having the equity or the financial beginnings that you need to feel entrepreneurship, to feel it like it is, there's still funding out there that wants to show that they want you to succeed in most parts, right? And then link up with your chamber. Like as a business professional, I know the power of the chamber. I use it on all my applications for funding. I also put the chamber, and I'm talking about the African American Business Chamber. You guys don't, I'm changing it after you no matter what I got to do. Come on, Fabian Garcia. Shout out to my god brother on the line. And he means he is chasing after Jesus. Because he ain't that Lady Joy, she ain't gonna play that. But
but what about for the people? What about for the people? And see, this is the biggest problem, right? We have people who say, "Well, look, I don't have the resources, I don't have the time."
I just said that.
And guess what? Where do they start? You got people who don't have.
So they start. That's what I say. If you look up your local chamber, you could be a Latino, you could be a Latina. They have chambers that represent you, business chambers that represent you. They will hold your hand in opening up a new business, getting all your licenses, certifications, coaching you, mentorship, because they give funds to run and make sure that opportunities are for marginalized people, which are POCs, people of color.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they're there. And then they link up with the main business chamber, and they work with the economic development department, and they work with the city manager, and they work with all these other different funding sources to help you. So if you don't know, go do your research. Again, the small SBA website on sba.gov. Everybody, the Small Business Administration of the United States always has links, always has something that they can give you, money that you can get your hands on, right, to help you with operations. There's a fourth round of COVID-19 money for small business right now, up to $100,000. 25,000 could be nonprofit. So looking into it. The COVID-19 money, they got $30 billion to help in California. I think it's like 30 billion. And then there's also economic relief in certain areas. So Greater Downtown and South Stockton is called the Promise Zone, you guys. And so there's funding allocated to help small businesses, economic development in the area, to plant more trees, to everything to make it equitable on the south side and in the central Stockton area. A lot of people don't know that. I chose to stay downtown strategically. I could have went up north, put my counseling offices up there for the nonprofit. No, I chose to stay in the middle of it all. Come on, right? And so a lot of people, you just got to be strategic and you got to see it through.
Okay, that makes sense. And hopefully those of you who are listening are really paying attention, because we're giving you guys some jewels, and everything that she's saying is so powerful because those resources are there. You don't have to pay to get them. Just go do it. Just go get them. Go get the information.
And these are all things that I've done. I'm a grant writer. I know I have to keep my ear to funding. I'm also the CFO for the Church of Truth that runs the People Empowerment Center. So I have to find money. I write grants, and I find the funding of what's needed. So when I'm dropping stuff here on Against All Odds, I don't always do it. You don't always get this teacher, Rachel. Sometimes you'll get the Rebel Ray all the time because I just want to be goofy like that. But yeah, I'm dropping gems, you guys. And you can reach out to me, inbox me if you want to be a part of the chamber. And you don't have to be African American. But it's here, you all. We're here, and we're rebuilding it, and we're rebanding. They're always having workshops, free everything. It's awesome.
I'm gonna give you guys some free game too, just to add to what you were saying in regards to if you don't know where to start, if you have a situation where you're like, okay, you have a plan, you know the analytics of whatever it is that you're doing, and you need, let's say, about 10 grand, right? I'm gonna give you guys a little secret jewel, right, on how to get 10 grand really easy for your business, right? All right, so So, and I normally don't give away some of my jewels, but I'm gonna give it away because guess what? We love our audience.
We love our audience.
Okay, so say for instance, if you're like, man, look, all I got is $1,500 for this business, and I need more money. I need a little bit more money just to get it up and going.
The startup funding is cool. Sometimes you can be topsy-turvy in your startup funding. You don't want to start out like that. That's why you really need to strategically plan
the
how you're going to execute
is the most important.
And look at the cost analysis.
Cost analysis and the planning is the most important part.
Exactly.
Because if you don't do that, then you fell from.
But I want to hear how you running this money. Go ahead.
Now this ain't a scam, y'all. Look, I was a scam. I used to do back in the day.
That's why
I did my time. I'm done with that.
He's done.
I'm delivered. All right, so
no more going back.
No, I ain't going back.
Going back no more. I ain't going back no more. I ain't going back no more.
All right, so look, if let's say for instance all you got is $1,500, right? What you need to do is you need to go open you up a bank account, right?
What type of bank account?
You can open up a regular old bank account. It don't even got to be a business bank account, right? Put the $1,500 in there.
Boom.
9 times out of 10, if the account is too new, wait 30 days. And sometimes it's instantaneous depending on the bank. Some banks, it's like, look, you got to wait 30 days because that is the, what is it called? What you call it? Can't remember the name of the period, but it's a certain period.
There's a waiting period, I know.
Well, it's like a waiting period. It's another name I'm looking for. But yeah, it's like a waiting period for 30 days. Now, after that time, what you want to do is you want to borrow against the $1,500. So the $1,500
where it says it's secure
is secure funds for money that you can borrow against.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's not invisible funds. You're really borrowing your own money that you have in there. What is the joy of doing this, right? So first, at this bank, let's say you go to FloJo Bank, right? And you ask to borrow against the $1,500. The good thing about this is you can borrow that money, and the original amount of money that you have in there is still your money. You make arrangements to pay back the $1,500 that you borrowed. It's gonna be $40 a month, $30 something.
Wow!
But listen, that's $3,000 you just got.
And you're building what?
You're building
reoccurring credit.
You are. Now listen, this is the next thing you need to do. So now you have $3,000, right? You go to another bank.
Dropping these tools.
You drop $3,000 into the account. Borrow against the $3,000. Guess what, guys? You borrowed against the $3,000, right? Now you have $6,000. How is that? Because you borrowed that money, which is $3,000. You pulled that borrowed amount of money out. You still have $3,000 there that you borrowed against. You can pull that out too. You see what I'm saying? And set up those payment arrangements to the bank. And like you said, you're building what?
Building credit.
You're building credit.
Now you get a business check-in. You're not only building your EIN number, right? Your EIN number, depending on the type of business it is, whether it's a LLC, S Corp, C Corp, or sole proprietor or general partnership, right? If you do a sole proprietorship, it's immediately linked to your social. They see it almost kind of like as one, right? That one entity that's running that revenue and income that they want to tax so bad. But it's also building your credit on your regular history, and it's building your credit as in business. So what you will probably get for the business revenue may be much larger than
it's
what
going to be.
I'm trying to caution people because I don't want to set people up to feel like, oh, I'm going to get $60,000 the first time.
Every story is different.
It's depending on your credit rating.
Sometimes people can get financing right away from the banks just by having being registered with the treasurer, the secretary of the treasurer,
Treasurer of state.
having that EIN number and having that business account.
Yes.
Because guess what? Sometimes as soon as you have that, I mean, almost instant. Sometimes it takes a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
They're gonna give you
some type of business credit.
Some type of business credit right away.
Now, with that business credit, you have to show that you're using it towards your business. And you will work that out with your CPA, right?
Mm-hmm.
There are so many things. Well, that's one of the things Trump did okay with is the business thing, is the write-offs. He made it even with the meals, right? If you're conducting business when eating meals, that could be anything. Again, sometimes I have to eat while I'm conducting business, whether it be in meetings. I do a lot of Zoom meetings. I'm sometimes in Zoom meetings all the way through 6 to 12 o'clock.
That's electricity too.
Low internet, all of that is, you can write all of that off, you all. You can write your space that you're in your house off if you're conducting business, and you can show that, right? A lot of people don't know that. It's so many different things, and I think that's why it was so hard for Trump to believe in, like, people who don't know business, because he says a lot of condescending things. But he said, you're stupid if you pay taxes, right? He said that. Listen, that was one of his things he said.
I'll tell you guys how powerful.
He found every loophole.
What Rebel was saying. I owe the IRS. I don't owe the IRS anything right now, first of all. But there was a time I owed them like $60,000, right? True story. And let me tell you how leveraging your business to help you with your taxes is it's like musical. It's awesome. I'm telling you, right? So I had this business that I had, and I had it open for like almost about a year and some change, right? The business was a flop. Okay, I didn't put no time, effort into it. It was just a lot of it I didn't care. But guess what? There was operating costs. There was a lot of things that I was doing with the business.
That startup right there.
And in the first 2 years, you can count your business as a loss. Wow. So listen, that's what I did. I wrote off everything
in California. You can, you guys.
I wrote off meals. I wrote off toilet paper.
But pencils. This is the thing. If you're in, our Collins, he was in a position to buy his house the way he did. If you're in a position where you need to buy a home and you're a small business owner, you have to show the tracking of that money, revenue going through your bank. Bank's institution acts as legal documents.
That's the best way for me.
Yeah, that show your currency revenue flow. Okay, so if you can show that, you can show bank statements, and leave it in there in a period of time when you go to make your move to buy you a home. You have to leave your money and your cash in there. You can't just be spending just because, right? They kind of want to see that build up and that flow. And you can actually buy a home or a building depending on the type of loan or credit that you get, just by allowing that cash to flow through that checking. A lot of you all operate in cash. I know I do a lot. So all these gems that I'm telling you all comes from all the many trainings, the people I've met, I hooked up with, that gave me little gems, right? We're tossing jewels to you right now. If you don't know how to start up, there's ways to build capital.
There's a lot of ways, and you can't be afraid to do it. Sometimes the biggest reason that we are not moving forward is fear. We're afraid that we're going to fail. We're afraid that we're going to go in debt.
Many people of our viewers didn't leave their jobs that they hate because...
That's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And some of us, we're like, you know what? I'm comfortable with the 9 to 5.
Yes.
I got to retire.
Because I know it's coming.
But
with small business, you don't really know if it's coming. Guess what? Yeah. That's the same thing, though. If you don't go into work, you don't make money. And with the small business, you got to go into work. You got to market. It's a lot of other.
You got to grind,
you got to grind.
Just like you would do at a regular job. You would grind for somebody else's dream.
So somebody I was dating, I'm no longer dating. Rebel out here being rebel, y'all. I am free at last. At last, I'm free. And so one of the things that I felt was the most ignorant thing that he said to me was, "You're spread everywhere. You're just doing everything." And I'm thinking, well, am I not catering to you? Right? Why do we have this double standard with women in business? Why can't we dominate our field, go ahead and be a mom, be our lover or our spouse. Why can't we be all of that?
Yeah.
And be a good practical businesswoman that can execute. Why is there always a double standard? You're doing too much, but you don't say that to a dude that got grind, that he grinded and he got this, he can make money, he got this, he making money.
I'll just be real.
I don't understand why that is.
Well, ignorance, because for me, if my wife is doing multiple things, grinding, look, I'm happy because guess what? When we got multiple streams of income coming in from her, we got multiple streams of income coming in from me, and we put it all together.
I love it. And that's cohesion, right? That's cohesiveness. But what happened if you have two separate agendas? You all are not equally yoked.
Yeah, and
you have to support your woman in woman business.
At that point, if you love the person, now that's if you love them. If you don't, then that's another thing. But if you love them, but you guys have two separate agendas, this is now where you guys need to come together and meet in the middle. I may not be happy with giving you a few inches, just like you ain't happy with giving me a few inches, but in order to make this work cohesively, we have to come together with a plan and meet somewhere in the middle.
Okay, but then that's your investment partner. When you're dating,
and they have to believe in you.
Right. When you're dating, sometimes you don't have that.
That's true.
You gotta have the equally yoked person who understands this is grind time for me right now. This is me going head in. This is sink or swim.
And if they don't understand that, and if they don't see your vision, and then maybe
it's not the person. It's not the person. When someone intentionally says, "Hey, you're doing so much of this," that to me is a cry for, I need your attention. So I am so easy to talk to. We can talk about the clouds. That cloud shaped like God's thumbnail. We could just sit up there. I practice mindfulness all the time. So I try to slow myself down and dialogue with people. It's important that people are acknowledged. So if you know all of that about me, why is it so hard? And I talk to other people who have husbands, who have spouses, and they do say it is a double standard, because there's this whole opinion of the woman. The 21st century woman is not the woman of the 50s and 40s,
cooking and cleaning and staying home with the kids.
I would love to do that.
I stay home with the kids a lot.
I would love to do that, but guess what? I will be there in their interior decorating, crafting. You will still see my talents around the house.
For me, more power to the 21st century woman who can do all these things, juggle, and the same thing like a man. Look, y'all got my vote. Okay?
But you don't get a cookie. You get a cookie for going and get your body snatched and being able to wear the bag that you need and the shoes, which that's fine. I'm not downing some women whose goal is just that, to always look. But I am not someone who's super I'm not someone who's super like a brand whore. I like brands, I like different things, I like nice things. But you can see me in some Walmart jeans, and the way I'm wearing them, you wouldn't even think they're Walmart jeans.
Well, I mean,
it's the way you put things together, and I keep trying to tell people that these brands, they're just that. Stop selling other people's brands. Make your own brand. Sell your own brand. Push your own brand, right? And it's okay to have other people's brands that you do, but push your brand too. Make sure you make nice T-shirts, logo T-shirts for your businesses. Sell that. That's extra designer items that you can have, in your stores, everybody, on your online stores. There's so many ways of making money. COVID really taught me, and I keep telling you guys this, never get stuck financially again. Never get stuck waiting for a check. Don't do that. That should have taught y'all some of y'all that had to wait for unemployment for 4 months, 5 months, because it was backed up. You lost a lot of stuff, right?
It's time. It's time. It's really time to get out of,
your comfort zone.
Yeah, because some of it, and I get it, I get it. Sometimes it's hard to break out and break free from whatever because of the change. Some people are dealing with mental change.
Yes. We talking about against all odds topics, y'all. That's you know, we're gonna bring it to the real with you all. You know, this is not always an upstanding, you know, positive show. We're talking about against all odds. We're talking about, am I gonna buy milk and groceries, because groceries is crazy.
Yeah,
and living in you know, we have loved ones that live in Texas and Oklahoma, and I forgot what it felt like not to pay taxes when we went through Texas, and they didn't have to pay no taxes where we was at. It was just straight California 9% tax.
Wow,
ain't going up. Everything's taxed here. So when I say people are living hand to mouth, the average person in California is living hand to mouth. They got 2 jobs. The average person has 2 jobs, a side hustle, and then some type of scamming thing on the side.
Here, let's get to some of these comments.
Sure.
One of the comments said it is so important to discuss this prior to entering a commitment. Communication is key. You have to have an understanding and an agreement of each other's agenda and vision at the gate. That was Scotty. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, Scotty.
Which is what I definitely agree with. You know, if you don't have that understanding, but sometimes people switch up too. You know what I mean? Sometimes people switch up.
Let's talk about the switch up, because it's funny. I don't let people switch up anymore. I hold people accountable, and if I ain't dealing with you, I ain't dealing with you. I'm so focused. Like, I used to care about people's hearts and emotions, which I still do. But it's about me and the kids and stability and financial freedom, right? You have to think about all of that. That's important for your legacy. You know, if I said I want to make just at minimum $100,000 a year, a month, I want to make $100,000 a month. You know what I mean?
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Have that residual income working for you. You want $100,000 a month that's working in sales or retail or whatever. It's possible.
Strongly possible. Netta said, rest and self-care. Oh, well, this was a quote by Eleanor Brown. Rest and self-care are so important when you take time to replenish your spirit. It allows you to serve from the overflow. You cannot serve from an empty vessel.
Say that again.
You cannot serve from an empty vessel.
You cannot serve from an empty vessel.
If you're empty and
that was big. Now that quote was from
Eleanor Brown.
And Miss Collins, is there like a book that you can find that particular quote in? That is an awesome quote.
That's a very awesome quote. And
gives you some perspective.
How can you give if you have nothing to give?
Right. How can you give if you have nothing to give? That goes back to seed money too. And what you're going to invest your time as a seeding, right?
Yeah.
Because you need, and some seeds, if the soil is not right, it's not going to permeate, right? It has to be able to grow itself down in a nutritional environment. So even if you're throwing seeds everywhere, you're like, oh, I'm going to invest in this, I'm going to do this and do that. What is the grounding? What's the foundation that it can grow its roots into and actually flow? Because that's what we're all about, right?
Yeah.
We're no longer running around like Johnny Appleseed and spreading our seeds everywhere. We're not doing that. We're taking our time. I know that was a quote that came to your mind about players, Rolling Stones, daddies and stuff that do that too.
Yeah. And you know what? To that person who may be sitting on their bed or riding in their car, or whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, I want you to know that if you have told yourself that you can't, I want you to tell you that you can.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't matter what it is.
Positive affirmations, bro.
Yeah, like sometimes, not sometimes. You know what I do? You know what I make a regular habit of doing?
What?
Sis? I'll go on YouTube.
Okay.
And I'll put on videos of positive affirmations.
Oh, yeah. I do.
Where people are speaking positive.
For sure.
They're saying, you can do it. You can do anything. Sometimes you need to hear things like that. Why? Because we're so consumed with other things that is keep holding us back. I can speak for Rebel too. Like, we're the type of people that, like, when we got an idea, we're jumping on it and seeing it through and executing. And seeing it through because
without fear.
Without fear, because guess what? something can come out of this.
That's right.
You know, and we're not just putting it together. So we're coming up with a well-executed plan.
Come on.
So, you know, having a vision and a well-executed plan on how you're going to do it.
For sure.
You know, and the outcome. And if you can't figure it out, there's millions of people in the world that have a roadmap.
Yes.
Read books. Sometimes it's good to go and read books, educate yourself, see who's doing things, see who is making it in life, in the area that you want to make it in.
Yeah.
Mimic what they're doing, hear what they're saying. Sometimes I listen to what people are saying, and people just go on YouTube and just listen to some of these millionaires,
for sure,
billionaires. Sometimes they're dropping little jewels that you can take and say, wow, I didn't know that. Maybe they may tell you how to, you know, help you, you know, run the business that you're trying to do better. Maybe they'll give you a jewel on how you can, you know, start the right business. There's so many different scenarios, but if you never look, if you never research, if you never take the time to educate yourself with these, then it's going to be very difficult to move forward.
Yes.
You got to be a master of what you do.
You got to master it.
You know, and you ain't got to be perfect.
And you got to figure out who the masters are at the round table when you're going.
That's a whole
nother against all
ball game
podcast.
Yeah. So the time is coming where we will be doing our show from our new facility.
Yay.
You know, and you know, we'll bring our guests on and have a bunch of fun. And
yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of fun. And you know, this COVID thing, we're still seeing where it's at. They're making Rebel try to get vaccinated. Rebel. We'll see.
Does Rebel want to get vaccinated? Because
Rebel has some concerns, and because of this being an influential position, I'm not going to speak on that. I'm not going to choose to speak on that.
Okay.
I support people's well-being.
Yeah.
So if you feel you need to be vaccinated to support your well-being, I support you.
You know what my well-being was?
What?
Traveling.
Yeah.
I got vaccinated because I wanted to travel. Look, forgive me, y'all, I'm against the vaccination. I'm sorry. I don't believe in taking a vaccine. I'm not going to say
I'm for it or against it. I'm not going to say it.
I'm against it. I'm not for taking a vaccine that's too premature. Like, I need time to see what the vaccine is capable of doing after years of research. I think that's all of us.
And then some people have lost so traumatically, like a good upsell. They constantly see the programming that's telling them, take it. You're going to be okay. You're preventing the spread. So they feel socially pressured and forced. And that's what propaganda is designed to do. And so I just won't fold to all propaganda. It's not me being selfish. It's not me being, I'm just watching. That's what Rebel does. I've done that all my life. I look like I'm silly and like I'm goofy and I'm laughing. I'm calculated, always. So I'm always looking and I'm always observing and looking around. And if they're saying something in a different country,
you looking at that too?
Oh, I'm looking at that because our media doesn't like to tell us stuff. Let's be honest.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to disagree. I think they want to tell us what they want to tell us.
When it goes into fear mongering and you know, but they don't tell us the entire Palestinian families that were killed 2 years ago, 3 years ago now by our ally who was moving them out of their homes.
Okay.
Well, a lot of people don't know that. I'm just saying there are stories that don't make.
You are right. There are definitely a lot of intricate details that are left out of some of these stories.
A lot. Based on the biases of America. So if America
it just depends on their agenda at the time.
Well, that's why people listen to podcasts.
Sometimes they'll tell you the truth. Sometimes
if you're listening.
Yeah.
But there's a specialist that might come on from there, from time to time, that you can find on a neutral network. I listen to Fox News too. As much as I might want to, I'll be yelling at my screen. I know you just didn't say that, right? I listen to the opposing factor. I listen to craziness because I need to keep my ear abreast to everything. When I'm in therapy,
mm-hmm.
I gotta be able to follow what my people are bringing in. So I read.
That makes sense.
I read. I just have different news outlets that I listen to. I love British broadcasting. I love that.
That's really expanding your,
What's that?
Your reach, really. So you can have an understanding over different platforms. Me on the other hand, I'm more of a I'll hear about it the next day. I don't really watch the news as much because, it's just too much. I didn't even know what was going on in Afghanistan.
Bruh, did you see what was going on?
Almost weeks after it happened.
That is not sensitive, bro.
I'm sorry. I'm just being real.
The refugees are really hurting.
You got to understand the places I've been in my life, Rebel.
That's true.
I've been in situations
normalizing trauma.
Yeah, I have to stay away from certain things.
Okay. Oh, you get triggered.
I hit and miss.
You get triggered.
I have my personal triggers, okay?
Okay, that's
so
good.
I know my
that's
triggers. I know my stress triggers.
For
I know
real.
and I stay away from them. And you got to know your triggers too.
Yeah.
Stay away from them because if you know ice cream is a trigger that causes you to cry.
Ain't nothing wrong with crying.
And
Hold on,
disparity,
that's not a good one.
No, it is a good one
because uncontrolled emotional.
Well,
crying,
I'm saying
that's different.
Some people eat ice cream
and
sob watching sad movies.
And
want to be in that realm, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
and I'm just using ice cream for an example. I mean, it could be anything.
They want to cleanse the soul. What's wrong with cleansing the soul?
There's nothing wrong with cleansing the soul if you're not taking in too much poison.
Ooh. Ooh.
Some people take too much poison.
That was big.
And some people don't got no get back.
So don't use emotional cocaine because that's
like all my children
can kill you. That can kill
anatomy.
You. But you listen. You get skinny. You'll get skinny.
Listen, Rebel, take the time.
That's poison.
This is what I want. This is what I want.
Because I thought it was a conundrum when you said that. Say that phrase.
I don't know what conundrum is.
Conundrum means like it's the saying that it basically cannot be in theory, but it sounds good together. And
see,
so
that's why I have a professor sitting next to me.
What did you say? What did you say, bro? You said if the poison, and you dropped some jewels though, bro. You said if the poison don't what?
Listen, I'm gonna be real.
If it don't poison you, what did you say the first time?
Well, I'm having lost the train of thought too.
That was Jules.
I got to give it to you while I'm thinking about it because I may lose it.
Okay.
But
we'll come back to it.
But some people, like this is what we should do, right? I'm going to challenge some of our viewers, right? Do this. Instead of watching one of those soap operas, turn on something like, so say for instance, if you like flowers.
Yes.
You like to garden. Mm-hmm. Turn on something positive that tells you something positive about flowers.
On Martha Stewart with Snoop
Turn on something.
She's so dope. They're so like.
Turn on something that will elevate your spirit, that will educate you,
elevate your mind too, though.
And yes, and will.
So while we're on that, I'm like love the 80s and I love the 70s and I love the early 90s. It's like we had swag. People dressed up when they went to the club, like. Women were fitted from head to toe, going to college, going to high school. That's just what we did, right? You had your Stacey Dashes, Valley Girls.
Yeah.
You had your homie girls who had the big old loops. The lipstick and makeup was on fleek. Hair was slicked, right? Always had some clean Cortezes on, right? You had, the cheer girls. They had their look, right? You had different people who had different looks, right? Back in the day. The big hair, the swag, like the blazers. I like that.
What's the difference?
Swag. I just feel like, I don't know, it's West Coast too, because when you go East Coast,
you think it's a lot of plastic.
I feel like they got better clothes.
A lot of plastic things going on these days.
It's a lot of fake things, but guess what?
Rebel's almost there. Things going on.
It's a lot of mannequin things going on.
Yeah.
But guess what? I don't know if you could touch that. Because like I said, going back to my original clause, I'm almost there. I'm almost about to get the 360 BBL. If somebody want to sponsor me out there, plastic surgery, I don't know. I'm all about natural bodies.
Woman,
Listen, I'm about natural bodies, but guess what? We tired. We tired of eating the salads and running and can't get your weight off and drinking water and doing push-ups.
But see, sometimes, because, I work out as well, but for women, yes, it is harder to get where you need to get because
you can get snatched with $18,000. Yes, you can get snatched with $18,000 now. I mean, they're making it so fast.
Break that down for me. Snatched for 18.
So you can get like snatched means like your waistline. That's like
okay.
To get snatched.
I was thinking something else.
People have had work when their arms don't match their slim waistline.
Oh yeah, it's like.
So the arm, like, ladies, you gotta do like the dips over the head, or
why not get it naturally?
You gotta do dips.
Why not make the sacrifice?
Listen, you need to stop right now.
No, because you got some women that get the band and all kind of stuff. And then guess what? They go back to those same eating habits, and then the situation is a lot worse than where it was. We're dealing with
a lot of stress.
Some are responsible.
We're stress eating.
But if you're not responsible before the surgery, what makes you think you're going to be responsible after the surgery?
That's where I'm at, R. Collins. Like, if you're going to get the surgery, you have to have a life change also,
you have
right?
to, period.
The surgeons tell you that in your consultations. However, the thing about it is, right, that's why so many people are hooked to plastic surgery. And I'm not downing my queens who got a little BBL, a little fat sucked out and put it here.
I'm not against none of it.
I'm not against none of that. You do what you need to feel good about yourself. But you're not putting your health at risk. You're not putting your family at risk.
Health is first.
And you're not putting your finances at risk to have a snatched waistline when you're going back to nothing that you owe. You know what I'm saying? Our value system is so somewhere else right now.
With the right workout and the right discipline, you can do it. See, get up, discipline yourself, go hard. Every day, have a schedule, and have a schedule. And look, and have a growth, have a growth schedule. Like so maybe in 3 months you plan on being here.
Yeah.
And
just
look
like business, you have strategic planning, and
you got strategic planning. And stick to that schedule. You go to school.
Yeah.
School is a schedule. You're gonna do that work.
Yeah, you're gonna do all of that. And a lot of you all, if you're like me, we emotionally eat. We're in high stress jobs, and so we emotionally eat. And where does that go for women? It goes in places that we do not want to. If you have a job that's constantly sitting like mine, you got to get up like every hour. You have to walk. You have to do your squats. Because guess what? That muscle forms to you just sitting in that chair. So
you're gonna become the chair after a while.
That's what it is.
You're gonna start looking like the chair.
You look like the chair from the back. And I don't know if some of y'all have seen yourselves from the back. I'm not doing any body shaming. But if you want to really change in how you feel, I felt sluggish. And I was talking, shout out to Keisha Shaw with Shaw Bar and the Shaw movement for the Shaw community. She is organizing individuals to work out together, especially the Black community. We have to encourage the Black community. We have some of the higher underlying comorbidity diseases. And those comorbidity diseases are hypertension, diabetes, heart failure, colon cancer, pancreatic cancer, and prostate cancer. Those are just some of the high ones we deal with. Sugar diabetes is found to
you can get rid of that diabetes.
Yeah, you can.
If you work hard and somebody said, my mom said, if you work hard for $1, what's wrong with working hard for your health?
That's right.
Care about you.
And a lot of it is what you're going to choose to put in your basket. Are you going to be hungry and emotional when you go grocery shopping? No. You're going to eat a green apple. You're going to drink a lot of water. You're going to have your list, and you stick to what's in your list. I'm talking to myself because I'll run by some Oreo cookies in a minute and be like, it's an Oreo cookie day today. I need a tall glass of milk. Come on, Maya. And the Oreo, we gonna dump an Oreo cookie. Is that good? And you're putting in all that calories because you're emotional. I was talking about. Huh?
So that's that ice cream syndrome.
That's that. Okay. I get it now.
Yeah, you get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Just being emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're almost at that time, guys. Yeah.
We always love that we're on a journey. And you know, we're gonna have our highs and our lows because guess what? We wouldn't be your co-host with the mostest if we weren't against all odds, right? We're considerably and always talking about that, measuring up, leveling up, supporting one another, encouraging one another. But let's not stay at this platform, right? 3 more months, you need to be at this platform. 6 more months, you need to be here. And then within that year, your elevation should already have been motivated. Start something, make a movement, get with somebody, collaborate. The time is now. There's like a push in the atmosphere, and I don't know if everybody's feeling that.
Yeah, I'll tell you. What causes a tree to grow? Seeds.
Okay.
Now, if well, I ain't gonna say what watering causes a tree to grow.
And sunlight.
What I'm saying is you first need to plant the seed for there to even have a plant. Now, a lot of us are financially, spiritually, physically, we're not planting the right seeds. That's why we're not having that growth. You know what I mean? Once we start planting the right seeds, we're gonna have that growth. You know, and I will say that hopefully, we wake up, Lord willing, tomorrow morning, and our thoughts are higher than they were tonight. Okay.
Shout out to our brothers and sisters on the East Coast and our brothers and sisters and the South and the Caribbean areas. You know, they're getting hit hard with Hurricane Ida. It's Ida, right?
Really?
Ida Bill or Ida? It's been a hurricane. New York, the opening, they had the golf opening tournament, and it looked a hot mess. They had carts flying everywhere.
Really?
I think they had to cancel that situation in New York. It was like bad. I don't know if they went through it.
Wow.
But you know, push back the TV, pick up a book, listen to an audio, push back the plate, do some jumping jacks. I started off after having a baby. Some of y'all women, you know, who's had a cesarean, y'all understand it hurts. You don't have the muscle control. It's a lot of things that take a toll on your body when you have a child. But start small, you all. Drink your water, breathe, right? Drink that water. Purify your skin, your inner self and your body, and eat your heavy grains. Eat your heavy grains because it's going to clean out that colon health. That colon health affects over 50% of Black women. It takes us out, y'all. Because guess what? The gut is the key to emotional regulation. When you have toxicity, when you have waste, when you have all of that backed up, it goes into your DNA, your bloodstream. It's all in your aches and bones and your joints. All of that is toxicity. So a lot of you all need to start with a cleanse through all of it. Social media, only get on when it's important, right? Drink your water. Make sure you eat your heavy greens. Get some superfoods in your diet, right? Get a nice multi-protein superfood shake. They got them out there.
Man,
they got them out there. Instead of eating a full course meal, do your shake and work out. Do 30 minutes. Whether it's walk with your kids. Ask them how their day
start out light if you can't just.
That's right.
You know, if all you can do, man. When I got back working out, all I was doing, I was like, man, I was not motivated.
Right.
You hear me? And this is coming from somebody that used to work out all the time.
For sure.
And I had to, little by little, like I went in the gym, and I'm not even gonna lie, I probably, like the first day, I went in, and I did probably like 4 reps.
Okay.
I was like, I'm good. I'm out. That was my way. I mean, now I'm
maybe
hitting
we
about
can have some guests.
150.
Yeah, and you look great. You shed really, really good. I usually shed in my face first and then everywhere else for whatever reason. But maybe we can have a segment where we interview a nutritional person
maybe we can do that.
And bring them on because that has to be, our health has to be very important too to the movement.
Health is important.
Yeah.
Well, we've been here for a while, y'all, and we love you guys. Sorry for the technical difficulties.
I know. So sorry. Pray for everyone. Continue to be steadfast, unmovable, unbreakable.
Yeah,
because
right?
that's what you are, right? Believe that. Talk to yourselves. It's okay to talk to yourself. That's coming from the therapist.
I want to
come against that negative mind.
Before I hang up this call, real quick, I want to give a shout out to Brandon Williams for now. So it's just crazy because he ended up getting a train conductor position.
Wow.
But it's such a heavy story because he had a lot of things that he went through.
Yes.
A lot of things, and now he's in a situation now where he's extremely blessed. But and he's making $30 an hour with what he's doing as a train conductor.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Blessing.
Yes, and that's just extremely a good turnaround. And we're talking about against our lives. That's what we're talking about.
That's a blessing, and we're always grateful and thankful.
And if you have a show idea, if you want to come on our show, and if it fits the criteria of our show,
Brandon Williams said, "Wow."
Reach out to us.
We love you, Brandon.
Yes, we love you, Brandon. Reach out to us. We want to talk to you. We want our viewers to talk to you. We want to, know more about you. We want to know how you can help us, how you can feed us with some good stuff. Because I know some of y'all got good stuff out there. If you're a business and a little bit
too.
We'll, we're going to be having some promotions that we're going to be doing, but that's coming. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, hit the little bell.
Hit that bell, y'all.
Please hit the bell.
Thank y'all. We'll be seeing y'all soon.
Yeah.
Next week. Boom, boom.
We appreciate y'all.
Please be careful. Labor Day. Y'all gonna be around water.
Yes.
Take safety precaution measures.
Yes.
No drowning.
Yes.
Be safe. We don't drink and drive. We don't believe in that type of stuff. But others may be on the road, so be diligent and surveying your area and making sure you're okay. And understand too that you're loved. Everyone is loved, and we're appreciative.
Yes, and
I don't want to hear no bad news. I don't want to hear nothing. No, I want y'all to be safe.
I love y'all, man, and if you don't think I do, I do. If you don't think
Labor Day,
we all love y'all. We love each other.
Some of us is gonna make some money on Labor Day, but some of us is gonna chill,
and some of us is gonna labor.
Right.
Some of us can't get out.
So we out, y'all. Peace.
We out, and we love y'all. Thanks for tuning in each